Hello.
Are we good? Are we live?
We're live, man.
Hello, and
Hey,
welcome to Tavern Talk, a very spooky special edition tonight.
Spooky.
I am joined, as always, by DeSharmo to my right, your right, my left, this thing,
Yeah.
over here, who is dressed nicely as the friendly Unabomber. Is this your friendly neighborhood Hearthstone playing Unabomber? We got down here, we got Turd Herder dressed as a hot player. Is that
Yep.
what it was?
I'm a sweaty dead gamer.
Sweaty dead gamer. There we go. Spooky, very spooky. He's a zombie. Then we got Snake dressed as a snake.
It's a spooky
with,
snake.
with some flexing arms. Really swole snake. And then it's me, Mike V, as Mike Tyson. So we're ready for a really exciting episode. It is the last and final week before playoffs. It's our cross-conference special week. So even though Gold is ahead 6-1, I think, we'll talk about that later, there's still a chance if we win every single one. We can jump ahead, or tie it up if we lose just one of them as the red conference. But either way, some really cool matches, a lot of implications for the rest of the playoffs and who's going to make it. So yeah, looking forward to. Oh yeah, I'm Wilfred. If you guys didn't catch that, from the hit TV series Wilfred. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's a really cool show. Anyway, say hi everybody. I don't know if Snake and Mike have said anything yet.
All I said was I saw, dude.
I saw dude right there, and Mike is in the dark. He's lost power, but he's there.
I am here. It is very dark and windy.
Very dark and windy, but he's doing all right. He's surviving, just creepily in the dark while talking to nobody in particular. As far as his parents and family can tell, he's just sitting in the dark talking to his phone.
Yep.
But yeah, so we're here to have a good time, and there's some fun sort of rivalry here. We have Snake and Mike from opposite teams that are both kind of still fighting for that playoff spot. So we'll see if either of their teams can make it. But anyway, let's get started. No tier list this week since we've done it every week. It hasn't really changed that much, and I wanted to really talk about playoffs as much as we can. So
We're almost in the playoffs.
we are almost there.
We don't need a tier list. We're good to go.
Yeah. We're going to see. We're going to see next week who makes it. So yeah, first we're going to start off with last week review. Let's jump right in.
Perfect. We're going right on into our first gold match. It's going to be Wet Boys versus Prep is for Rogue, not Pilots.
All right. So let me look at our predictions here. Someone got it straight up perfect. One of the people here.
Oh, that's you.
One.
That's you. Yeah.
Oh, it's me. I wouldn't be
This guy.
so excited about it if it wasn't me. But yeah, anything stand out for you guys here? Anything that surprised you? For the obviously 3-0s are surprising to see, and there's 3 of them here. But anything else kind of stand out to you guys here?
I mean, I think that's pretty much it, and especially being in a, both of these guys or all these teams are in playoff contention. Mm-hmm. You don't want to see 3-0s or 3-1s rather.
Yeah,
no, 3-0s. No, 3-0s.
Yeah, 3-0s. We got 3 of them here. Yeah, I mean, Fuel 3-0. That surprises me for sure. Icon
Definitely.
JR 3-0 as well.
I would have to say that the Fuel 3-0 is not surprising to me.
No, throwing shade on Fuel here. I know he hasn't had the best season, but he's still Fuel. He's still a very good player.
Avi is just really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So is Fuel.
Yeah, I just think I would have expected at least like 1 or 2 on the side of Fuel. I did think I predicted Avi to win, so I definitely think Avi has a little bit more of an advantage, especially in Legacy. I think Fuel is crushes it in Hero, but his Legacy score hasn't been so remarkable. I think the past couple seasons, but still a really really good player, and that's surprising to me. And then Matty Ebbs, I think you were singing Matty Ebbs' praises, I believe. Last week, and I followed suit. I said, I believe you. DeSharmo, I think that was you last week, right?
Yeah, I was talking about it. Yep, really good player.
But yeah, anything else stand out for you guys here? Both of these teams are in the running. I think Wet Boys have actually clinch their playoff berth. Prep is still fighting for that spot, so this kind of loss here is going to make it a little bit harder. Yeah, I mean, definitely still both of these teams are very powerful, and maybe they're going to play each other again, in the playoffs, but definitely not the showing Prep was hoping for. Tuna is not here to defend himself, but he was all on board for Prep winning. I think he got nearly every single one wrong. So what can you say about? He only got the 5 seed right. I think we were all Team Quirky Turtle, which is awesome. She's been crushing it this season.
She's a great player.
Yeah, and not to hate on Saku. Saku's amazing. Also put up a fight there. But yeah, any other thoughts, or should we just move along?
I think we just blaze right through it. We got to get
Let's
to
do
the
it. Boom,
part
boom,
that the
boom,
people
boom.
need.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
part that the people are here to watch. So the second match from last week. Go ahead, Turd.
Boom! It's DeStubbs versus Pod People.
Oh yeah, so really close fight here, actually.
Close match.
Yeah, the prediction chart says round table, but I assure you, it is DeStubbs.
Oh, yeah. So that wrong chart there, but I can tell you, the gold match 2 chart. Actually, we had one of the matches in, so the 3 seed we already knew, but one thing that I can see from our chart here that was surprising to almost all of us was the 2 seed. I think we all said would go to the Stubbs, and it ended up being Comp's first loss of the season.
Oof.
So a very tight race there. I think there's a lot of 3-2s here. So definitely a really, really evenly matched team. Even like one, coin flip here or there could have determined this series. I think with this, the Stubbs are pretty comfortably have a playoff spot. They could still technically lose it, but they would have to have a really, really bad week this week, I think. And then Pod People still fighting. So not getting that extra 3 points from a weak win definitely might hurt them in their playoff potential. I know the Pod People are generally like, I think our head has said this before. They end up being sort of a middle of the pack. They sometimes make playoffs at like the bottom or couple seeds, and sometimes just miss. So we'll see if that trend continues, or if they're able to kind of sneak in and maybe take the whole thing. So 2 really good teams. Nothing too surprising to me. I think a lot of these matches could have gone either way. In my head, I did end up going for. I believe my prediction was the Stubbs taking it, but I think my actual predictions of where it would happen was slightly different. What do you guys think?
I mean, it was close enough that none of this really surprises me. I think that any of these matches could have gone any way.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing that stands out to me is Comp getting his first loss. I think Zeroshio is a really great player, but Comp was kind of on a roll. And
Yeah, and
it's
that
always
game went to Game 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess if we have no other sort of surprises here, let's jump right into the next one for the Red Conference here.
All right, and I think I got this one right. Yes, I do. Tap Last versus Serenite Pain Gang. And it was actually Tap Last bringing the pain this time.
Yeah, so Desharma, I know you'll probably speak to this, but your prediction last week was that Serenite Pain Gang would only get 4 points total. You almost got it right. Very close. They did still manage to get a couple of extra points, but very, very close. You were very confident in your team, and they did not fail you. What do you have to say about this match? I'd like to hear your take here.
I don't know. I feel like I have strong teammates, and they're like the 1, 2, 3, 4 seed. If you look at the records, they're all 4, 5, and 2, or 4 and 2. So everyone's really put in some work in top seeds.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and Volkai, even at 3 and 4, that's very respectable. Some of his losses have been 2, 3 losses. So he's holding it in the 5 seed. I didn't mean before I meant the 5, but yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
think nothing too surprising for me either. But what do you guys think?
I respect the Sharmo for winning it with Mage.
Yeah,
my
we
one
know
loss-
he wasn't bringing the bowling ball mage though. We were talking about this last week, or I think it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. But we were talking about how there are some mage decks that I don't think are too competitive in the format. They can still get the wins, but not always doing it. So I think I would predict it was probably Highlander. I don't know if you want to reveal that or not, but
It was bowling ball.
it was bowling ball. You got to win with the bowling ball.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just trying
Okay.
to.
All right.
No, I brought Highlander.
Yeah, I respect that.
And my only loss was with the Paladin, not with the Mage. So the Mage won handily,
Yeah.
like not even close.
Yeah, I believe it. I think Highlander has a good spot. It has a decent matchup into Shaman, which I think is just dominating the meta. So, although you did ban that out, it does have some game there. So even if you leave it up, not the end of the world. Which is, I mean, Shaman is it's just Shaman Stone right now. So anything that can beat Shaman or at least have some game into it, I think is not a bad bring. One thing, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the only last thing I want to point out is the only person to lose on our team didn't ban Shaman. So
Yeah, everyone who
Yeah.
lost that week didn't. Well, no, I guess there was one person that banned Shaman that lost, but everyone who didn't ban Shaman lost.
Is that
Yeah.
right? That's crazy.
Yeah, and the only person that won, that lost banning Shaman, the opponent also banned Shaman. So it wasn't like it was just an even. You started out even. I actually made a mistake this week about my opponent's lineup and didn't ban Shaman because I thought they brought a different deck. I don't know what I was looking at, but that's besides the point. We're not talking about those matches. But we do have, so I guess the 1 seed, I think we were torn 50-50 who would take that. Mako actually had SPG taking the whole thing. He didn't believe in you at all. Well, he believed in you specifically, but the rest of your team, he said, no way. So he's not here to defend that. He's doing some Halloween thing for kids. I think it's like a Trunkoween or whatever those are called.
Those are cool.
So, yeah, definitely a fun activity. So can't blame him for not being here, but he can't really, defend himself. So we're just gonna say he's an idiot and mispredicted. Awesome.
I bet he won't watch this pod either.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna watch. Come on. He doesn't watch our show if he's not on. He barely participates when he's on the show. He's like playing another game like 90% of the time.
Like, wow, who does that?
Who does that? That's why we love him, though. It's great. It's fun to have his every once in a while he chimes in with something fun. So
Very nice.
Yeah.
Want to move on?
Thoughts? Yeah. Let's jump into the last match, the Red Conference last week.
This is Dirty Mike and the Boys versus Dad Legend.
Yes. Did not go our way this time.
you guys had that unfortunate 5 seed DQ, but
Yeah, the DQ certainly didn't help. But it happens. I think they're a very powerful team, and I think they're also fighting for that playoff spot. So, giving them the points they need. We were just doing a charity, a nice, give them that extra 7 points.
this also gives Tab Last a cushion into the playoffs as well, to be in first place. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think we'll look at that in a little bit, but it definitely helps you guys maintain that seed if that's something you wanted. It's hard to say. I don't know exactly how the playoff switcheroos go this season. I'd have to look into that again, but I guess surprises for me. I mean, I think my team should have dominated, but things happen. Yellow Dart with the 3-1. I think. Brush you Tuna into Starlax. I love Tuna, but I think Starlax is usually, from what I heard of that match, just because I'm on the team, and I've heard this from Tuna as well, is that Starlax high rolled game 1, and that's his 1 win, and then the other 3 games went in Tuna's favor, and it was just like both of them. All the games felt kind of like, well, this is Hearthstone. Like there's not too much either of them could do in either situation. Um, so those games will happen, especially right now. I think the current meta kind of lends itself to a little bit of high rolling on either side.
Yeah.
So we have talked about the 3-0s being surprising, but it's not as surprising, I think, as in previous metas.
I mean, the only real surprising part is that DQ and the 5 seed. I think if that game gets played, it's possible that goes a different way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, although Lefty in the 5 is kind of nuts.
Yeah, Lefty's my teammate and hero, and I mean he's nuts. So
Yeah, Lefty in the 5 is crazy. Shad's in the 5 is
Yeah.
also really good, but I guess he's sort of moving on from Hearthstone for now. So hopefully he comes back at some point. But I think WoW is his baby, and he's just that's his life at the moment. So
You got to log into Azeroth to get him to come into the Hearthstone universe. I'm telling you.
that's the move. That's just how you got to schedule with him. Can you play Hearthstone in? Because it's from like, isn't there a game in? I don't play World of Warcraft. Is there a game in Hearthstone in World of Warcraft or something? I know there's like an item, but
I
Is
don't
there
know
also,
if there
like,
is. Is there?
I don't know. I don't know. I just assumed like it's like in Red Dead Redemption or something where they just have their own unique card game you can play it in the game.
It might have
But-
been at some point. I don't think it is now. Maybe it is.
Okay.
Someone in chat can correct us all.
Yeah, I have no idea. No, there isn't. Pond says. Pond would know. That's for sure. So
I think in Overwatch there is there's like a
I-
video console, game console that has like them playing.
Yeah,
Hearthstone.
in some of
Oh,
the
yeah.
waiting rooms at the beginning, there's tablets with Hearthstone up on them.
yes, that I knew, but I guess it doesn't exist in the world of Warcraft. It's about the world of Warcraft. So I guess it'd be weird. It's like I
There
don't
is
know.
an item
Or for
called
playing
Hearthstone.
mobile games, that'd be weird.
It'd be like if we were playing like a card game with, politicians or something as the cards,
I
or
like
like
where this was going.
famous people. You know what I mean? Or celebrities as the cards, and they all have different stat line. You know what I mean? It's like you're playing a card game with the people that exist in the world that you're in.
Outrageous, man. All right, are we done? Are we ready to go
We're
on?
done. We have one more. We have the cross conference, right?
This
Just
is
to go over from
the
last week.
cross conference. We're gonna see how the boys did, and we're gonna call it a day with the Noyo team versus Abejas.
All right. So another pretty close one here. I don't know exactly what happened in the 5, because there is no ban on either side, and it says 3-0. So I don't know if that was a DQ.
It
Um,
was, from my understanding.
Okay, so another one where a DQ may have determined the series, but very close in the other matches. We did have the result for Ghost and Mad at Arms before we started the show, but the other ones, is there anything that stands out for me? I think we did a pretty good job predicting the other ones. The only one that we didn't predict accurately was the 5 seed, but that didn't get played. So
I will point out that Dano did start in the 5 seed. And
Wow.
He's now all the way up to the 3 seed with a really high PR rating now, and he might even move up to the 1 seed from the 5 seed.
Well,
yeah, that's
he's gonna
incredible.
be what?
Yeah.
He's gonna be a 2 seed, isn't he?
Yeah, I think after this week he's going to be a 2 seed.
Well, I don't know who's the 1
Oh,
seed
no.
for an Oyo team normally, because
No.
that was a sub, so I don't know
Oh,
how high
no,
that
no.
PR is.
It's
it's not.
NO1 Town or NOL Town.
Oh, no, Nulltown,
Nulltown.
yeah.
Nulltown.
Yeah. See, Nulltown I think is too high for that to happen.
Yeah,
yet,
Nulltown's in the 400s.
Yeah.
but it could still happen if they make the playoffs, which they are still in the running. They can still make the playoffs. I think they are technically the 4 seed right now, so they are in a good position to make the playoffs. We could see sort of. It looks like all those seeds are pretty close. Like the 1 through the 3 are all pretty close in PR, so we could definitely see things move around. We don't have PR freeze, so yeah. What else here? Oh yeah, there was a prediction from Tuna. He said Magooch is the greatest name in all of Hearthstone, so he will win. Unfortunately, did not happen this time around, but I commend him for his bravery in his predictions.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
was
bold strat.
it was a very draw dependent match. I just kept drawing on curve cards every turn pretty much, and there was not much he could have done. Like
Oh, there we go.
he played well, but there just wasn't much that could have been done.
Yeah, playing some curve stone. I love it. It's the best way to play.
Also, he didn't ban Shaman, so
Oh, there we go. That's what happens, man.
Yeah,
Although
that boy.
Booze did ban Shaman, and Dano stomped him. Sorry, Booze. I know people get offended by stomp. Obviously, this could have been anything could happen. We did talk about 3-0s not being as accurate, I think, in this current meta as they have been in the past of like, the skill level. I think there's a lot more RNG in the current field than there has been. So,
Yeah, it's called Zephyrus.
Zephyrus, just having hair evolve on 3 or 4, stuff like that, and then getting good 4 drops versus rolling something like I don't know. I've had some pretty bad ones before, but
Conjured Mage is pretty annoying.
yeah.
Well,
Or
I
a
think-
summoning portal if it doesn't help you at all. It's pretty bad.
I think my predictions were on par for this. I mean, minus the DQ and the 5 seed, which nailed the rest.
You did. Proud of you. But you did get the because of that 5 seed actually. Oh no, because of that 5 seed you actually got the winner wrong.
Yeah.
Because of the DQ, but
Yeah, minus that.
it does. Yeah. Very good job, dude. Proud of you. All right. Any other thoughts before we jump here into the part you've all been waiting for? Cross conference match. Let's talk about this real quick. I did mention it before. 1-6 right now. Gold is in the lead, 6-1. So, gonna take a miracle for Red to come back and win. I think they have to win all of them all the cross conference matches this week to win the cross conference tally thing. I don't know what you don't win anything, but just to say that your what is it called? Your series, your conference or whatever. Yeah, your conference is better. If they win, I guess if Red wins 6, then it could tie it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But it doesn't look like Gold is running away with the cross conference. And then let's have Turd. You want to do this commercial break, and then we'll go straight into the playoff picture discussion.
Perfect. All right, guys. There's about 10 of you people in this chat, and I want you to just take a moment and think, what can I do to support THL? Just take a moment. I'm here, and I'm going to tell you, though. We need subscriptions. Oh, there's 14. Just
There's
as the
14.
commercial starts. Holy heck. Okay, so, guys, consider making subscriptions or other kinds of donations to THL. That's what helps keep the lights on and helps us make sure that our content is running well. It helps us run the website and the Google Suite, make sure that all our forms and everything is running in tip-top shape. So really, consider subscribing, dropping bits, whatever you think you can do. And if you can't do that or you don't want to do that, we of course would love your support over at Twitter at THL_HS, or more importantly, why don't you go ahead and join the Discord, which you can find a link over on our website. That's all I got, guys. That's the commercial.
All right, awesome, great commercial. I love it.
It was a good one.
I just saw Jax Ox was typing earlier. Hey man, we're a bunch of nerds, but we're crushing it. And you don't even know. Maybe I am drinking. You can't see me right now.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's
Maybe
not.
I am.
Who knows?
Sometimes I am. Who can say? Who can say? It's all mystery. It's mysterious.
There we go. So I actually don't have a screen set up for the playoff picture, so I think we're just going to go right on into back to our faces.
Yeah, we can do cams. Just have a discussion.
Yeah. Thank you for putting the beer down too, by the way. I wasn't sure if that's, it was in your hand previously, but
Oh yeah. I gotta
Oh,
put
yeah.
it down. This is a. All right. Thank you for the bits, by the way, AR Tubby, and Jack Talk. Stop, shaming us. Okay, we're doing our best. Jeez, not lying. All right, so playoff picture. We do have so the max points I believe any team can get every week is 23 because you get 20 if you win every single match.
And then the
and
bonus
then
3.
the bonus 3. So currently Wet Boys are at 133. The round table's at 122 for the Gold Conference, and the next highest is the Stubs at 114, and then Prep at 102. So even if I think the only way that round table doesn't make it is if they get 0 points and like all of the or at least 2 of the bottom 4 and 5 teams get a full 23 points. Actually, you know what? They can't actually be eliminated because the next highest is Pod at 99. So the max they can get is 23, which ties round table, and they lost the head-to-head. So round table is guaranteed the spot.
Perfect.
So the ones fighting for that third and fourth spot in the Gold Conference are the Stubs, Prep, Pod, and Abejas, which are all well. The Stubs has a nice lead at 114. Prep is at 102. Pod at 99. Abejas at 95. So those bottom 3 are sort of fighting for that fourth spot. There is a chance that they can steal 2 of those spots and push Stubs out of it if 2 of those teams end up getting a big point week because they can jump ahead of that of the Stubs as long as the Stubs have a bad week. So still a chance, but oh no, I do without too many spoilers. The Stubs had a really good week, so that's going to be very hard for anyone to jump over them. So it's going to be a big fight for that fourth spot in the Gold Conference, and then Vandegrift is mathematically eliminated for the playoffs, but still a really valiant effort this season. And then for the Red Conference, Tap Last is at 127, Dad Legend at 115, Dirty Mike and the Boys at 101. Anoyo Team at 98, Serenite Pain Gang at 81, Hearthstone and Chill at 80, and the Misfits at 70. So I think actually with those numbers, Tap Last and Dad Legend have their playoff berth clinched because even with 23 points, the 5th and 6th seeded teams cannot jump them. So the worst that can happen is they fall to maybe the 4.
The 4 seed, yeah.
But that does not mean that SPG and S8 Hearthstone and Chill are eliminated. They still have a chance to jump Dirty Mike and the Boys or Anoya Team with a good week. So the playoff race is still open to most of the teams that are in the race, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Especially with the kind of, I know people were complaining a little bit about the shorter season, but it actually has lent itself to these very, very close races where everyone's sort of, even that last week, vying for those points and potentially getting that 3rd and 4th spot. But yeah, anything you guys looking at this playoff picture, the standings? What I guess let's have everyone predict their kind of 3 and 4, since those are the ones up in the air for each conference. Who do you think is going to make it? Who do you think is going to falter? Let's start with you, Turd.
Of course, because I said something.
Yeah, you sighed, so it felt like you really.
Because I was ready. So Brushy Tuna is saying that Dirty Mike and the Boys have locked as well.
They did have a really, really good week. So yeah, I think have they locked? No, they haven't.
No, they're losing.
Have they locked?
Yeah, they actually lost.
Well, they have 3 points, so they're at 104. So
like
can
2 points
Serenite Paint Gang, they have to win the rest. Oh, they can't get the 23 points. So yeah, I think they have locked actually. Now looking at they didn't lock before results were in, but with results, I think you are right. Because the other 2 teams have some results.
As these results are coming in, yeah.
Right. All right. So so it does look like, I guess DMB has locked it because they got enough points to lock it in with those 3 points. Because the next highest needed exactly the 23 to jump ahead, and they can't do that anymore.
So then it's those last 3 teams fighting for that one spot over in the Red Conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, even then, Anoyo Team is so far ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot to have that happen. Anoyo Team is now at 102 with their points for the win already this week. We'll look at that a little bit later, but with those points, they are at 102. So Serenite Pain Gang, I think, cannot actually catch them because the most points they can get now, they've only gotten 1 there, so they can get 16 plus 3, so they can get 20 points with that 1 point they have. So with 20 points, they're still 1 point behind a Noyo team. So Serenade Pain Gang, I think, is actually mathematically eliminated as well with that one result we have.
But do you know who's not statistically eliminated?
Hearthstone and Chill.
Oh yeah, Iron Mike V, baby.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. I think your team needs to fully sweep, and then you have a shot.
I think one
Yeah.
player can lose one
Good
game.
luck.
Another team has to lose everything, and we have to full sweep. Which
Exactly.
It's easy peasy, man.
It's gonna happen. There's no chance that doesn't happen.
Nope.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It's gonna be hard, but you're not technically out yet. There's still plenty of matches. I kind of want to go to like match 4 or 5 at least. So maybe there's some potential there. But it does look like Red is almost figured out. There is still potential for Hearthstone and Chill, like we said, to hop over a Noyo team, but it's going to take a really good week for them and a really bad week for a Noyo team.
But I mean, last week, let's look at Prep. You know, they wasn't it last week that Prep swept? They had 3-0s, like they had 3-0s. Am I wrong?
I'd have to look back.
Yeah,
I
let me
believe
scroll up
you.
here real quick.
Or no, they got 3-0 twice. They
Yeah.
had one 3-0.
They
Damn
got
it.
3-0 twice, but then they got 1-3-0. Icon.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So we can count on Icon for a 3-0. And then, you know, Fuel and Force of Will are going to be out for revenge. So they're obviously going to 3-0.
I love this narrative. I'm all about it.
And, you know, Ron Mexico, you know, he's just going
Easy
to follow
3-0.
he's going to follow his friends. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It just makes perfect sense.
Yep.
And then you guys don't even have to 3-0. You guys could 3-2.
I was
as
just
long
going
as
to
you
say
win.
that. Pond pointed it out in chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So easy. You guys are chillers, but this is the week that you guys are taking it all the way.
Yeah.
It's
HS
all
and
the-
chill. It's like a misnomer. They're just chilling, right? You think that? You
Yeah.
think they're not doing anything? Then bam, they're going to get you.
Bam.
They're
Yeah.
going to get some playoff berths. An OO team is just going to be scurred. That's it.
Because that's the whole, you know, meaning behind Hearthstone and Chill. You think you're chilling, and then
But really, they're heartstoning.
yeah. So
Really.
we got this.
All right, but anyway, I think we talked about the red a little bit, or enough here to discuss the potentials there. Let's talk about the potentials for the gold conference. So we did say it's pretty up in the air. That that 4th seed again is the one that people are going to be fighting for here. There is still a chance that people can jump over to Stubbs, especially actually they had a really good week, so I think they are safe. So yeah, again, we are fighting for that 4th spot, but it is very close. Prep Pod and Abejas are all in the running. They're all within 7 points of each other. So like anything can happen. We don't have to have some crazy like this team completely loses, this team completely wins for that to happen. So even more so, Hearthstone and Chill, you guys are really, really hating on Abejas this week because you need Prep to destroy. So if Prep destroys, Abejas has no chance anyway. And then you guys are also trying to, you know, get a full sweep of them. So a lot of things have to go your. I guess, you know, if Prep wins, then maybe maybe Prep just wins completely right now. The rest, you know, tonight before you guys have to play any matches, and then Abejas is like, well, we're statistically out. We're gonna have fun and play wackier decks. I don't know, and give you guys.
Just because you said that, I'm gonna make sure we all go try hard, even if we're.
I wasn't. Yeah, I think that's definitely a better strategy. I think you should always try your hardest in these, even if you're eliminated. So I was sort of saying the opposite, but I was just saying it for fun.
It's reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology, exactly.
So I think actually that Noyo team has locked it in already. They already got a 1 in Man at Arms. He already won the 5 seed. So they're going to be at 103, and with Hearthstone and Chill at 80, it's 23 points, 22 points.
They're at 102. They were at 98 plus the 4 is 102.
That's what I meant, 102. But still, 22.
Hearthstone and Chill can get 23 with a full
Oh, that's right.
full
So, yeah.
sweep.
So
Yeah.
So
They're not technically out yet. One more point and they secure it, I think, because I don't know. Do you remember who you guys beat, Hearthstone and Chill? Mike? Do you remember
Who we
what
beat?
team you guys beat? Because you're 1-6 record right now.
Oof. You know what? I don't even know.
If it was a Noyo team, then even if you can tie them and still win, I believe, because I think it goes head to head and then total match score. I
I'll
believe.
look. Hold on. I can find out in 1 second.
But right now you're still in it for that.
And that's what's important here on Tavern Talk. Everyone's in it, except for 2K.
Everyone's except for a couple
Yeah.
teams.
I think we should move on over to the gold conference and talk about that because that's where all the spicy stuff's at.
That's what I was trying to do, and you pulled it right back.
Oh,
I
This
was
guy,
doing that,
man.
and then you're like, oh, let's no, I think a Noyo team has secured it. No, I did all the math right now on stream.
we beat Serenite Pain Gang. That
Oh,
was
okay.
Okay.
our victory. So that was
So,
a good
yeah.
week. That was a really good week.
Alrighty,
enough.
so
So
then
yeah, you need to full sweep us and have a Noyo team not get any more points to the rest of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, that's
So
like,
it's
you know,
Easy.
so you're
Underdog.
saying there's a chance.
doable.
I'm pretty
All
sure that's like 90% gonna happen.
I think,
Right.
I think in the gold conference,
50% of the time, it happens 100% of the time.
Yeah. Exactly. We got
think-
this.
I think in the gold conference, I honestly think it's in Pod's hands right now because they're actually up over Prep because they got a win and Prep got a loss. So if Pod wins the rest of their games, they got the nod in the 4 seed. You know, I mean that's a hard thing to do, but I'm hoping or thinking Prep's gonna be another team and Pod will get in.
No, I could definitely see that happening. A Bay House kind of wants both of those teams to struggle a little bit and have a good week themselves. I think there's still a chance for that. They're only, like I said, they're only 7 points back, so they just need to get 8 more points than Prep and have Pod get, or I guess, and then 5 more points than Pod. So it's possible. We only have one result there for Pod, and we do have one result for Prep, and they didn't get any points there. So definitely still up in the air. We're just talking about the side for Hearthstone and Chill, but for a Bayhas, there's also a road to the playoffs, and it starts with a couple wins.
Tall takes.
And it does. I don't know. Did Freeloader DQ or is Tortina's Pizza? Is that a sub? So he has till tonight. I'm not sure if that just goes the way of Pod. That would be unfortunate if we have a DQ, sort of giving them extra points to
No,
push ahead.
He's a sub. I don't think it transfers over when you go to the other conference. But if you look at the other conference, you'll see that it's red. So Tostino's Pizza is a.
Oh, I
sub.
see. Okay. Yeah.
So
All right, so
Freeloader
Freeloader
has
has till tonight, and he'll have a rollover as well, so he should be fine. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think you're right. I think Pod is definitely starting off strong. They're now technically with one match played on both Prep and their side. They've pushed into the lead to 103 over 102. So if everything is equal for the rest of the matches, they actually come out on top. A Bejas, you just need some of them to lose. We do have a sub for the side of Pod people. Maybe that hurts them a little bit.
nothing wrong with a little sub game, guys.
Yeah, for sure. I've just Totina's Pizza, great name.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's-
too much about the player, but it is hard to sort of jump right into this format, especially in this sort of high stakes situation.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think there's definitely I never count anybody out, and Freeloader hasn't played too much Hearthstone recently. Although the PRs do speak a different story, so it's we'll see. I think there's still potential there, but we'll talk about each individual match in a little bit.
One quick question. This is for Brushy Tuna if he's in chat, but also you guys. Totina's Pizza or McGooch? I mean,
Gooch.
I kind of like Totino's Pizza.
I'm a bigger fan of Totino's Pizza.
It's a little bit more wholesome of a name.
Yeah.
Delicious. Late
Delicious.
night snack.
As long as it's not lava hot, you're good to go. You know? Anyway, sorry, that's detracting us from the real point of the show, which is talking about these cross conference matchups here.
Yes. All right. So let's quickly make our prediction. Who do you think? Desharmo said
yeah.
Pod people make it in. Let's everyone just say who their 4 seed is, and then we'll jump to the actual matches and discuss each seed. So let's Turd. Who do you think? Who do you think makes?
I'm holding it out for a Bejas, man. I really, I just these are so close. I think it could be anyone, and I think they're a little bit underdoggy here, and I think this is the exact scenario when you want to kind of root for the underdog. Plus, Booze and Mako are, they're pals, they're friends. So
Good dudes. Cool
Yeah.
kid, nice guy.
yeah, oh yeah. So we'll do that.
All right. What about you, Snake? I know you're probably a little biased, but let's hear it.
Just a little bit. Yeah, I think we can do it. I think we can pull it off.
No, I think they definitely have a good shot here. You'll have to be taking down a giant though, I think, to get a good
Yep.
shot in Catman. You specifically. So
Wait, I
Um,
thought. Hey.
I mean, I'd
Yeah.
love to see that. So far, I think he's the only one that's still undefeated. Zabe is still undefeated actually on my team, and then yeah, I think those are the only two. So maybe you can take him down, defeat him before the season
maybe.
ends.
We shall see.
Iron Mike, what about you? What are you thinking here?
I honestly think pod people. I'm
I
gonna
think
do
it's
everything
safe.
match. But I have faith in my team and how we're gonna perform this week. So I think pod people, from them winning already and prep losing one already, I think pod people has a good chance. And I can't really. I'm not gonna speak against my team. So
Absolutely.
It's easy to do. Yeah, so
yeah,
actually,
I think-
Pod is currently in the fourth, right?
Yeah.
With
Technically,
103.
yeah, with 103, yeah, they should be technically. They are currently fourth with the points that we have already. But yeah, I do think. I think Pod's going to make it as well, but I'm not counting out anybody. We've only seen one match in two matches in two separate games here, or two separate matches. So anything is still possible in
Yeah.
that. It's wide open. We've seen crazier things happen. You're only behind by, I guess, 8 points now because Pod has the 4 there. And I've heard of. I mean, I definitely have plenty of weeks where you do 8 points more than somebody. So it can definitely happen. It's just a couple things have to go right. But yeah.
What about
That's,
Desharmo?
Yeah, Desharmo said I think Pod already, right?
Oh, yeah? Okay. Perfect.
No, I think that they have a good chance.
Oh, who's your guy? Who's your team then? If it's not
I
Pod.
think it's a toss up between Pod and a Bejas. To be honest with you, I was looking at the matchup right now, and I think Pod. It comes up to that sub. I think if the sub can get a win, I think Pod is going to be the 4 seed. I think if the sub loses, I think a Bejas gets it.
So it sounds like everyone's kind of counting out Prep.
I just don't like their match this week. I think a Noyo team. They already lost one, and I think a Noyo is going to
Yeah.
pull a nice.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of I guess the downsides and the positive sides of these cross conference is that you're playing against the team that is technically like equal in strength to you, at least equal in seed,
Mhm.
and the person and the team below you, or the teams below you, are playing teams that are technically easier for you anyway, according to how the season went. So they have there. It just kind of leaves it a little bit more wide open for what can happen, and leads to sort of matchups where I wonder. I didn't look back. I wonder if any of these are rematches. I don't know if anyone has played in a cross conference against the same team. I'd be interested to see. I don't know if anyone can do that real quick. I
I
don't.
know ours isn't.
Yeah, I know ours isn't as well.
Same thing with Tap Last. We played it's the Vandergrift.
Yeah. So I wonder if any of these, but none of the ones we were in, I guess. So
Yep.
probably not. But there is a chance. I'd wonder if there is a rematch. So I'd have to look back. But yeah, let's jump right into the predictions then for this week and see if sort of our what we thought was going to happen translates, because we did all say that pod people sneak in there. I think some of us had pod, some of us said a Bejas. So we'll see if our predictions actually translate to that happening after we've done them.
All
So
right.
let's
This
jump
first
right
one we got here is Dirty Mike and the Boys versus DeStubbs.
All right. So we do have 3 of the results already. So only 2 predictions you have to make, but let's start with DeSharmo. What are your predictions for the 2 and the 5?
I think these 2 predictions for me are pretty easy. I think Comp takes the 2. I like Serlos, but Comp is, he's going to bounce back from the 6 loss. And Lefty in the 5, like we were talking about before, is just really nuts. So I'm going to give it to Lefty. Obviously, the Stubbs win the week already, so I don't think any of these matches really matter in the long scheme of things. But I think those 2 wins are pretty easy for Christmas.
Yeah. I think you
I actually
are.
Picks too, not picks.
Yeah.
Did not mean that.
How about you, Turd?
I'm going the exact same way. Comp and Lefty. I think it's a pretty easy choice here. I mean, Comp at 6-1. I guess the Lefty Shunsui matchup is going to be close. Obviously, a 4-3 record versus a 3-4 record, but I think I got to give it to Lefty here.
All right. And how about you, Snake?
Yeah, I think I agree too, honestly. I don't like looking at the class matchups. I don't think there's anyone that seems super favored just by looking at that. But I think that Calm can definitely take it, and I think that Lefty's a really good player.
Word. And how about you, Mike? What are you thinking?
I'm going the same way. I gotta go with my boy Lefty. And yeah, I mean, Comp's at 6-1. No reason to doubt him. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with all of you as well. So I think this is the first time that we've all agreed 100%. We only had 2 things to agree on, so it's a lot easier than maybe some other times. But yeah, congratulations, guys. We're all in agreement, and we'll all look stupid potentially.
We did it, guys.
Together.
We did it.
At
Congratulations.
least we can be stupid together.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
All right. With that in mind, we can jump to the next one.
All right. Next one is a Noyo team versus Prep is for Rogues, not Pilots. And that last matchup, of course, was one that's already been... I think we already decided that that's a clincher for both teams already. Right?
Yeah, I think with that result, them getting the 3 points on TMB
Okay.
and the Stubbs getting 12 points has secured it for both of them.
Both of them. Got it.
So now we're starting into the matches that really could determine these 4 seeds.
Absolutely.
A Neuer team with the 5 seed win already. Let's start again with the Sharma. What do you think for the 1 to the 4?
I think Fuel takes the 1. I'm gonna have to give it to. This next one's hard, but I'm gonna have to give it to Ron. Next one. I'm gonna give it to Dano over Icon. I know I pick Icon all the time, and he loses, so but I really do think Dano is gonna win here. And in the 4 seed, I'm gonna give it to Zeta.
All right, so
they
that
take the
ends
1,
up being
2, and then 2, the 3, and the 4 go to.
so 3-2 to Anoyo, and I think with those predictions, that still leaves it wide open for Pod to jump in, and a Bayhouse, I think, because that would mean Prep only gets 8 points. So you can definitely jump that 8 points with your week if you get. I guess you need 8 more points of them, so you need 20 points to jump them as a Bayhouse if that prediction comes true. What about you, Turd? What are you thinking here?
Boy, I think I'm gonna copycat again here. Sorry, Desharma, we might be both going down on this ship together here, but Fuel, Ron Mexico, Dano, and Zethund. I hope I said that right. But yeah, Dano. I mean, he's 6-1, and Icon's only 5-2. It's again close on the records. The matchup, I think it's pretty equal. Icon not bringing Shaman is interesting, but you know, whatever. It's Icon. So that's where I'm gonna go with Fuel, Ron Mexico, Dano, Zethund.
All right, and let's hear from Snake.
I think that the 1's gonna go to Fuel, the 2's gonna go to Homage, 3 to Icon, and 4 to Force of Will.
I think it's a mage. You told me about it before. I used to call him Homage.
A mage. Okay.
A mage, yeah.
Mage.
Yeah, I think that Fuel and Icon are both really good players. They're on my pro team. I've seen them play a lot, and I think that Force of Will 5-2 compared to Zethun's 2-5. And I play against Ron in pro, so I'm just saying that he loses because.
So you have it going 3-2 to prep, I think, with those predictions.
Yes.
All right, so you're I think you're predicting yourself out of the playoffs here. Just saying.
Well, it'd be like that sometimes.
Because I think that means they get the week win, which is 3 points, plus the 3 other wins is 12 points. So they get 15 points. You need 8 more points. I guess technically, did you guys win in the head-to-head? If you get a perfect 23, you can pass them or tie them.
I could check. I don't
Right, 'cause
actually remember if we did.
I think. Oh no, they're 7 points ahead of you, so you need 7 more points than they get. So
Yeah,
with
we
7
can do
more
it.
points, you guys need 22 points. So I think you need a full sweep to pass them and win with this prediction.
Easy.
Just saying. Just saying. I don't know if you want to change anything based on that.
Nah, I'll stick to that. I still think that's how it's gonna.
All right, word. Okay, Mike, how you feeling?
I'm gonna go. The first pick was the hard one for me. I think I'm gonna go with Fuel. And then how you said a mage?
Mage, yeah.
Mage. Yeah. I mean, they both bring in the same classes, but mage has a better record. And I don't know. I think that's the pick I'm gonna go with. And I'm gonna go with Dano, and I think Force of Will. I think Force of Will has a better class selection, personally. Yeah, I think bringing Paladin is a key class.
Yeah, no, I definitely.
Paladin's a very flexible class right now. It's really good to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely tend to agree. I'm gonna differ a little bit. I think I'm actually looking. I'm slightly different than most of you. I do agree. I think Fuel takes the 1, so we're all gonna die on that ship there if he ends up losing. I think everyone predicted Fuel to win there. And then I'm gonna go with Ron in the 2. I'm gonna say Dano, although I think Icon always has a chance to win that, and I think he can do it. But I'm leaning Dano. Dano's had a crazy good season, so I think he keeps it up. And then I think Force of Will takes the 4, so that ends up being 3-2 to prep, which, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I could
I
see
think-
that. Yeah, I do like Force of Will's classes better than I do like Zethund. I just think Zethund is probably a little bit better player.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of these are pretty close. I think this is one of the more evenly matched series that we have going on. I think, Brown Mexico and Mage can go either way. I think Icon Dano can go either way, and Force of Wills Ethan can go either way. The one that I'm leaning more towards for one side is Fuel, and I would have leaned towards Mad at Arms. So the middle three to me are very close, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it go either way. All right. Any other thoughts on this before we jump to the third cross-conference match we're talking about today?
No, sir. Let's move right along.
Let's do it.
All right, we got Serenite Pain Gang versus Pod People.
All right. So we do have one, I believe it's still one in here, and that is the 1 seed. We have Arhat taking the win over Black Magic, giving his team a good start here for that playoff race. And I think statistically eliminating Serenite Pain Gang from making it. So really, really in one match, just swinging 2 different playoff contentions there.
I'm not really going to question captains. I mean, I know there's some limitations on who you can get for a sub, but I think this might be one of those positions where you were talking about earlier, where the cross conference might cause a little bit of an issue, because in the red conference it's a lot more. You already kind of know who's already going to move up. There's kind of maybe a slight chance in the 4, but the odds are that the Unloyal team's probably going to take it. But when you look at the gold conference, the 5 seed and the 6 seeds are there. They have a legitimate, solid chance. So when you're playing against a team like Serenite Pain Game, or statistically out of it now, or really close to being out of it, their effort might be a little bit different. And when you see the substitute of Black Magic with such a low PR versus a very high PR,
Yeah,
I come into play, and I think that's where we might have to look at that and see if that's really going to be an issue, cross conference wise. But I think that's something to think about.
yeah, absolutely. I do wonder what happened there. It does look like it's an emergency sub, I think, because I know Arhat had to play early this week because he's going to BlizzCon, so he's away this weekend. So I know he had to, for pro, he also had to play early. So I wonder if maybe that had somewhat of a factor. And then I think who's usually the 1 seed there? Is it Coles for SPG?
I think it's Coles, yeah.
But if my question is, and I'm not guessing Darcy as captain there, because I have no idea. He might have been the only one, but if they were in the playoff race, would it have been different? Would they have looked for a higher PR player?
Yeah.
To make themselves more prevalent in that race. That's just something to think about.
I did confirm it was Coles.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, definitely something to consider. But besides that, let's try to predict the rest of these matchups. Even though it doesn't affect Serenite Pain Gang at this point, it still affects the fate of Pod People here. So let's do it again, same way. Desharma, let's hear your thoughts here for the 2 to the 5.
I think the second seed is going to be really close. I'm going to say that Zeroshio keeps his mojo from last week and beats Stone Day. I think it's going to be really close, 3-2 match probably. I think Freeloader takes the 3. I think he's a really good player, and I don't think he's going to downplay his play based off of their team, but I think he's going to play a strong game there. I'm going to give the 4 and the 5 to Pod People, though. I think they take the 4 and the 5.
So you're giving him a 4-1. I think that with your prediction as well for the other cross-conference match, that means that you have Pod People, I think, taking that 4th spot here.
Yeah.
Because I think with all those points, they're with 4 wins. I think it's they can't catch up. The Abejas can't catch up.
And I love the other teams and everything, but I'm kind of rooting for Pod People a little bit. They're almost in the playoffs every season. They're like right on the cusp, and they never make it in the playoffs. And I would like for them to at least one time get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they definitely have a good shot here, and it's crazy. Like we see a team that's 2-5, but like
Still in the
able
running.
to, yeah, still in the running. Like either that just says something to how many matches they take to game 5 and points they get every week, despite not necessarily winning the week, and that's crazy. They missed so many 3-point weeks. Or 3 extra points for week wins, and they're only 3 points behind that 4th place, which is like, that's just, I mean, that the 4th place team has 2 more match wins, so that's 6 more points they got just from winning a week, and they're only 3 points behind. So definitely a testament to how close they keep it um, throughout the season. Despite that, yeah, they're ahead of the Bejas, who are 4-3. So definitely, even their down weeks, they're still managing to scrounge those points. So it shows how important getting those extra game wins in, even if you lose the match, it can come down to it. How about you, Turd? What are you thinking?
So this is where me and Desharmrel are going to part ways a little bit. I'm going to give it to Zeroshio. I'm going to give it also to Freeloader. Typically I don't think a sub hopping in and of itself is, a determination of who's going to win or who's not going to win. But I think just Freeloader is a very good Hearthstone player. And I don't really know much about Totino's Pizza. The player, not the food. I know a lot about Totino's Pizza, the food. Clearly. I think Darkside is actually going to find a win here today. Or not today necessarily, but this week. It's a pretty close matchup. It's a near mirror. I like the Warrior over the Rogue here.
It depends on what Rogue does. If he brings the Zoth Rogue, it wrecks Warrior.
Yeah, I think he has to.
Yeah.
He has to. I don't know. That's tricky though. Shaman and Hunter can beat up that N'Zoth Rogue. Priest, if he brings Res Priest, I think the Rogue might be a little bit favored. So I wouldn't see that as like a bad bring into Priest Warrior if you'd ban the Shaman. So yeah, could happen.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's really strong.
Yeah, I just think he's 1-4 in the season. I think he's going to find a win here. Bring it to 2-4. And then for the 5, I'm going to go with Dyer's Bear.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's still overall a Pod People win, but I think it's a small enough win that a Bejas can still pull it out.
You didn't really sway too much from me though. You just won.
Literally only.
Yeah, just the 4 seed.
But I mean, I was copying him every single matchup before then, so.
Yeah, so big difference, big swing there.
Yeah,
Snake, what are you thinking here?
I think the 2 seed is gonna be a pretty much complete toss up. Like it's a mirror. They're 3-4 and 4-3. It seems like a very much just a back and forth match.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna give it to Dondi. Just I know him better. I've seen him play a little bit more, so I'm gonna give it to him. Between Freeloader and Totino's, it's hard to say because we don't know the classes yet. So I'm gonna give it to Freeloader because you guys have been talking them up. I think the 4 goes to Shiny. Shiny's on my hero team. He's an insane player. And I'm gonna give it to Dire mostly because of the Warlock bring by Doppel. I think that Warlock is not a very good class right now, and I think it's a scary bring.
Yeah. So you have it 3-2 as well for Pod, I believe, right? You had.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, Mike, you're up.
I agree with a lot of what Snake said. I think that the 2 seed is a toss up. It's a mirror, like he said, and I think I'm gonna give it to Zeroshio. I think the 3 seed, like he said, we don't know the classes, and Totino's Pizza has no record, and he hasn't played this season, so it's hard. I think I'm gonna go with Freeloader, and as far as the 3 seed, I like Rogue over Warrior. I think it could go into and cut down Death Rattle Priest if he's fast enough. and it depends on what he bans. Um, there could be some bad warrior decks. You know, depends. It depends on what decks they bring.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole game. It depends on what decks they bring, but it depends on what rogue deck he brings, and we'll see. So I'm gonna go with Shiny Pants, and I think I'm gonna go with Tyrus Bear too. So I'm giving 3 to Pod People.
So I think that's 4-1. I think you agreed with Desharma there. I think 100%, right? I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think I'm going to do the same. It seems like a good one.
Wow.
It feels good.
We're agreeing too much today, Maya.
I guess the dark side pick is the turd
do.
upset pick of the week.
Yeah, let's do that. Burr, burr.
Upset pick of the week.
Turds upset pick of the week.
Yes, it's going to be dark side. Taking
Gets
it on over
his
Shiny Pants.
Win.
He's going to do it. Going to find his second win this season.
I think Darkseid is a really good player.
Yeah.
I think that Pod People, they're really going to be pushing because they really have that chance. Saturday Night doesn't. So when you're not in, you want to play strong, but that mindset. You're like, I'll just do my match.
Yeah.
I'm fighting for anything. So that's kind of why I'm giving it to Pod, just based off of that. I'm not saying Darkseid's throwing. I'm just saying that have something to fight for here. You prep a little bit more. You prepare your match.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you there. I think again these are some close ones. I think the 2 seed definitely I could see going either way, and the 4 seed I think are the closer ones in my mind. Although Rage Doppels had a really good season, I just am not a huge fan of that Warlock. Sort of like what Snake was saying. And then Freeloader Tratina's Pizza. I mean I lean Freeloader just because I know him, but I never count out new players. Sometimes they can really surprise you, and I love me some pizza rolls, so could happen. Could happen.
Love me some pizza rolls. Alrighty, before I get hungry, I haven't had dinner yet. Let's move on to the main event. It's going to be Hearthstone and Chill and Iron Mike versus Abejas and the Spooky Snack.
Ooh,
Spooky.
spooky Snake.
Yep.
Yeah, why don't we actually have them start?
I was going to say
wanna
the
see
same
what
thing.
they-
This is their show at this point. Go ahead,
This
boys.
is you guys. You take the lead. Tell me what happens. Snake, let's start with you.
I think that the biggest toss-up match of the week is me and Catman. I think that it could go either way. I think we have very, very different lineups, and I'm gonna say that I'm favored, but I think that it'll be a very close match. In the 2, I don't know. I don't like Mage. I really don't. So I am gonna give it to Shadow Ranger, purely based off of the Mage bring, because I think that Mage is also a scary class to bring right now. I think I'm gonna give the rest to Bejas. I think we can get the rest of those.
All right, so you have the only one going to Hearthstone and Chill as the 2 seed.
Yes. Love you, Mecca.
He's not here, so you're good.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not here. He's in a trunk giving candy or something.
All right.
Sounds bad when you say it like that.
Yeah. He's attracting children to his car with candy. No big deal.
No big deal.
All right.
He's a teacher, it's fine.
Iron Mike, explain to us, how are you going to knock him out?
Well, I mean, Catman hasn't lost yet, so I'm gonna pick him to win. He's 7-0. Like he said, Mage is a scary bring, and I think Shaq's brought solid classes. He brought Paladin, Rogue, Shaman, Warrior. I'm gonna give him the 2 seed. Pond. It's a tight match in the 3 seed, I think. 3-4 versus 3-4 record, 2-5 record, 394 PR, 348 PR. I think I honestly like Pond's classes, but well, man, that's tough. That's a toss-up. That could be a tough match.
It's really, do you just like Rogue or Hunter?
Yeah, really. I think Rogue at this point. Because with the Priest matchup and the War, well, I want to be objective. I don't want to just pick my team all the way down, but
Come on, DeCharmo does it every week. You're welcome to do whatever you want.
I'm gonna say Pond because we have, I'm gonna pick myself. And not even just because I'm gonna pick me, but I have been on a winning streak this past 2 weeks. Between Legacy and Hero, I've had a positive record in the past. Between the past 3 weeks, I've had a positive record. So I feel good. I'm on a roll. I'm been good with my classes. I've been winning matches, and I feel good where I'm at. And I'm playing against a substitute. I'm not familiar with him, but we brought the same or no, he didn't bring Priest. He brought Warrior. I brought Priest, so that's the difference. So we'll see. What happens. I'm not gonna give away my band.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm not gonna give him some strategy, but it's gonna be a good match. I think I'm excited. And in the 5 seed, Jim, he's trying, man. He's trying as hard as he can. I hope he pulls out a win this week. So I'm going with my team.
I like it. The 5-0, big
know,
upset. You guys sneak into the playoffs. That's the way to predict, man.
if we do it and we pull it off, and Prep loses everything. Wait, it was Prep that had no. Prep has to win everything. If Prep wins everything, and we pull it off, we got to build a statue of Catman somewhere, whatever town he lives in, just right in the middle of town, because
Yeah, absolutely.
carried us this season. It's insane.
I can get behind this plan 100%.
Yeah, I'm sure the town will do it.
Yeah, I don't know what a Catman statue would look like, but
Yeah,
it's just got to be majestic, I imagine.
yeah. I mean, imagine there'd be some cat and some man to it.
It'll just be like an overweight guy with like a belly, but like in a Catwoman suit.
Yeah.
There we go. Done.
Catman.
Yep.
Get the sculptor on call right now.
We're getting it started.
Yeah, so you might as well just start now. Oh man.
All right, absolutely. All right, Terry, let's hear from you then.
Sure.
How you feeling here?
So
you think Abejas makes it? I think that was your prediction, right? So
that is my prediction. So it's gonna be dicey here. Because now that I'm actually looking at the matchup, this is gonna be tough, I think. But importantly, I'm all about the narrative here, and I'm all about the Iron Mike 3 wins in a row narrative. So I'm giving it to Iron Mike. He's gonna beat Sanguine. I also like his classes better, so that's gonna be the one win I think Hearthstone and Chill is gonna do for sure. It's gonna be a 3-2 though. Don't get that twisted. Sanguine is gonna get 2 points out of this, but it's ultimately just gonna go over to Iron Mike.
Chill get 3, don't worry.
Yeah. I do like Silver T Fox in the 5 seat. I know Jim is I've played him in Hero, and I know he's pretty good. So it's weird to see him at a 1-6 record here. So unlike Darkseid, I think he's not gonna find that win. Sorry, dude. What else we got here? We got Booze, Mako. I'm gonna give it to Mako because I have to, because I want Abejas to make it into the playoffs. But that's going to be a tough match, I think. I kind of want to give it to Shadow Ranger, and I kind of want to give it to Pond too. Um, but it's though
but you're not going to.
but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. It's going to be 3-2 for those two guys, Mako and Booze, and then man, he's 7-0, Snake. 7-0, man. I gotta give it to Catman. I mean, he's 7-0. That's insane. And that might just totally ruin my Abejas number 4.
I mean, things can still happen. That still gives him the weak win, which gives him a chance.
Yeah, true. I mean,
Dude,
Catman's crazy.
I mean, he's bringing Druid. He's crazy.
He's crazy.
That is a good
Crazy
point.
man.
Druid is interesting, or so I've been told in Legacy.
But I trust him. You know, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, well, clearly 7-0. He knows what he's doing 7 times at least.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna say he knows it 8 times too.
Yeah.
It's all she wrote, boys.
That's all she wrote. All right, Desharmo. Let's hear it from you.
This is going to be really hard, like very hard.
Yeah, it was really hard, man.
I think all these matches across the board are really hard, really hard picks. Like in the 1 seed, I like Snake's classes over Catman. Like I don't think the Druid is the problem. I think the Druid does have some favorable matchups versus Snake, but I don't really like the bring because you kind of telegraph what you're bringing unless he's going to bring token Druid, then like give you a little bit of a side swipe there. But I'm going to have to give it to Snake. I think Snake gives it. And Catman is my Pro Series teammate too. So I'm kind of going against what I really want to say, but I think Snake gets the win here. I think Snake gets Catman's first loss. I think it's going to be close to a 3-2. I think it's probably going to be the Druid. Please prove me wrong, Catman. But I think Snake gets the win. And the 2, I'm not afraid of that Mage. I like Mage. I think it's strong. In fact, I think there is a route where Mako does not ban Shaman and something because Mage is good versus Warrior. It's like really good. And it's actually pretty decent versus Shaman. It has like a 50-50 win rate versus Shaman. It does suffer versus Paladin and Rogue though. So unless he's bringing Highlight, unless he's bringing the Zothra, which I don't think he's going to bring. I think he's going to bring Tempo or some sort of combo Rogue. But I think Mako gets to win. I think he wins 3-1, like 3-1 or 3-0.
Ooh.
Yeah, and in the 3 seed, I like Booze. I like Booze's classes better into Pond's classes. I think they work a little bit better. And Booze. The 4 seed, sorry, Mike. I think I like Sanguine's classes better. I know Warrior has some really good matchups, and I think unless Mike you're bringing the Zoth Rogue, which then you're bad versus the other 3 decks. I think Rogue's gonna have a little bit.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
But I think it'll be close. And in the 5 seed, I'm gonna have to give it to Silver.
Oh damn.
Did I just
Well,
go 5?
sweet.
You 5-0'd. Yeah, you gave 5-0 to Abejas. You're really pushing this narrative that they're going to make it. I like it.
But I think it's going to be really close matches across the board. 3-2
Even
is
gave us one.
That's my narrative too, man. Thank you.
That's
that was not
good.
intentional, by the way. I was just kind of going.
He was just going with his heart. His heart told him. The bees want it.
Bees, but in Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish bees. I think I'm gonna agree actually with. So I'm closer to Snake. I'm somewhere in between you and Desharmo. I think you guys take it 4-1, but I think Catman's gonna win the 1. Although I think the 3, like Desharmo was saying, it's gonna be very close. 3 seed is a little bit. It's a fun little grudge match there between pro teammates. So I can't really say who. I mean, I'm going to lean Booze just because I also want to promote this Abejas, sort of make it to the 4th spot. But I think both of them are really good players, Pond and Booze, and I think evenly matched there. And then same with Shadow Ranger and Mako. I mean, these are all very close. This is super tough to predict, but
This is a tough one. I'm glad we have these two representatives here.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think I could definitely. Oh wow, the Druid does give me a little pause there for Catman, but um, I think he's brought it before and had success. So clearly, he knows what he's doing to some degree. Sanguine and Mike. Ooh.
I'm not losing my match. Like after this, after being on the podcast and everything and talking about it, I can't lose. I just can't lose.
Yeah, you can't lose. I think that's the way. That's always what I want. If you listen and we all vote against, I don't think we all did, but
I
No.
would
I
like to
believe.
point out real quick that Abejas this week, because we have Sanguine subbing in, is 3/5 of a Saw Dude from
oh, true.
me, Sanguine, and Silver are
All the
blended
S's.
together.
Wow, amazing. Are you guys in playoff contention for Hero? I didn't. Actually
I think I think we're locked. Actually, I don't remember.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't do all of the math, but we're second right now going into the.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you guys are probably in a solid place. And one thing that I will say is Sanguine. She's in the 2 seed. I just looked in Hero, so
Yeah, she's beat
and
she's
6
beat
and
Ox
1.
and Waffle this season.
Yeah. So definitely, now I'm leaning her way a little bit
She's
more. Sorry,
steady,
Mike.
man. She's steady.
Sorry, Mike.
It's fueling Mike. It's fueling him, man. He's got this.
Dude, I'm practicing. You know what I
He's
mean?
practicing in the dark. He has no power, but he's got all the power and energy he needs from being on this show
He's actually
Yep.
printed out physical Hearthstone cards.
Yeah.
to practice.
He's just running back and forth playing both ends.
Oh man. I mean, I think that's what Bloodyface does. At least it's what he used to do. He used to like play against himself. That's what I heard in an interview. So a really good player is doing that. So not crazy. Maybe it's a little crazy, but if it works. But yeah, I think that's all our predictions. I'm looking at
That's
the
it.
numbers now. With those numbers, I think I'm not doing all the math. Obviously, there's like things can go 2 points. We didn't say like 3-2, 3 whatever. So I do think it's going to be close between Pod and Abejas for most of our predictions, unless Prep somehow seals it. I think Steve said Prep may be able to. Snake actually said it's gonna. I think Snake, you said with Prep winning, I think even though you gave your team a 4-1, I think you got yourself knocked out by like 1 point or something, because the most you can get, I
Well,
believe,
no, if we yeah, with my
is 21,
one
right?
prediction, yeah.
The most you can get is 21. So I think you're technically knocked out by 1 point with your prediction, but you're not going to be 100% accurate. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Crazier things have happened,
We
guys.
will see.
It's been
Oh my god. I'm not rambling. This is just my normal. Someone else talk, please, I guess.
Still harder.
Do we want to do some questions for the boys?
Yeah, let's do some questions. I do want to hear about your names real quick, because we do generally ask that, but I'm assuming, Mike, that's just your name. But
Yeah.
prove me wrong.
It just rhymes, you know. It's
Yeah.
me.
It's me,
Very
Mike
nice.
V. I like it. It's a good name.
And Snake, are you just a fan of snakes, or you have a snake, or you're just...
I think if I remember correctly, it was actually an inside joke with one of my friends calling me a snake over drama at school, and my response was, "What's up? It's your boy the snake," and it just stuck forever.
That's good.
Oh my god, what was the drama? Do you remember? What did
Oh,
you
no,
do?
I don't remember. I think I called him out for doing something wrong or something like that, and he like jokingly called me a snake because he knew he was in the wrong. Like there was no bad blood. We're still friends, but
Awesome. Anyone in chat have questions for our guests here?
We got quite a few people in chat. I'm guessing there's at least one of them with a question.
Give us a question.
Give us a question.
give us a question. Some of our normal questions, I guess we'll start with while we wait for some audience questions. Um, what? Let's start with Mike. What is your favorite card and favorite deck of all time?
Of all time, I think one of my favorite decks is definitely Q Block. I loved Q Block. Um, it's just the way it played. I don't know. It's just and Death Rattle Hunter from the last. I was a big fan of the old meta, the last meta. I just think it was one of the best. Like just the decks were so well thought out. And my favorite card all time. I mean, Doctor Boom is just just
Which
such a
one?
class.
There's three.
I like Melganis too. Melganis is a great card. Yeah.
You're going old school.
Oh yeah, which Doctor Boom though are we talking about?
Oh, the original. Yeah.
The original, way throwback Doctor Boom. I like it.
I think my favorite card now. I like High Spear and Togwaggle a lot.
Yeah, it's a cool card.
It's just fun. Like I like to like, I'll mess around with the rogue deck and just like put 2 Shadow Steps in it, and then the Shadow Step, Togwaggle, play him Shadow Step him. It's just drive my opponent crazy, and just like do, you know what I mean? Like discount, have 3 0-cost cards over and over, and it's just I enjoy it. So whoever's playing me hates me, but it is what it is.
But you're having fun.
Exactly.
At least you're not turn 3 or 4 high rolling a bunch of really good 4-drops.
No, I'm tired of
that. What about you, Snake? What are your favorite card of all time, favorite deck of all time?
My favorite deck is definitely Heal Zoolock, because that's the class that got me to top 100 Legend.
Oh man, I remember that. Yeah, that was a good one.
That deck was so much fun, and it was easy to like. The matches were so quick that I could like play them in class, like under my desk, while doing my I hit Legend in like social studies class or something.
Oh my
like
god!
That, just playing that deck constant.
That's awesome.
My favorite card it's probably between Leroy, which is just such a fun card, and Hungry Crab, because there's nothing more satisfying than like just having a 3/4 on 1 against a Murloc.
Oh yeah, Hungry Crab is so nice
and
right
when
now.
Zephyrs gives you it.
And nothing more satisfying than winning the game on turn 1.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
your opponent coins out like Underbelly Angler or something like that.
Oh
and you
man,
just have the follow up of Hungry Crab. That's
Oof.
the best.
this scenario has like 100% happened to me.
Juicy, juicy. We do have a question from Brick.
They're not gonna know.
About himself, I believe. What are the thoughts on the Roundtable Legacy team picking up their new cute perma sub? And that's Brick. So what are your thoughts on them picking up Brick? The Roundtable. I know you've faced them a little bit more, Snake, as they are in your conference.
I'm bringing up the roster right now because I don't remember which team.
And he is playing Yellow Dark.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, that's a good
that
question.
looks.
Oh, that is a good question, Bond.
Ooh, that PR looks nice. Just like looking at the
Brick, I know you're
there's
kidding,
a
but you
lot of
asked the
PR.
question, Brick. This is what you get. Teaches you.
Wait, how
Learn your
close was
lesson,
that?
okay? You don't ask us questions unless you want us to ask the question.
This is a serious program.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't think we've ever played him, so I don't really have an answer.
Totally fair. Yeah, he's definitely a good player. I think he's pretty good in the 3. So
We do have a
definitely
real
doesn't hurt
question.
The
though.
round table. Yeah. Who do you guys pick to win it all? I guess we'll all answer this one. But let me look at the standings again. Let me pull up my sheet. With no bias, I mean Dad Legend for me is gonna win it all.
With
Next.
no bias.
Yeah, definitely a Bayhouse.
Next.
Definitely.
Sharma. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, is anyone gonna say anything other than
Their own team.
um,
Dad Legend, if their new sub continues to sub out, I think that'll be pretty good.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Snake, you said a Bay House?
Yep,
All
100%.
right. 100%. And Mike?
I mean, if we make it, it'll be Hearthstone and chill. But on the off chance that we don't, I'll go with Tap.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
How about yeah, that was actually a smart answer there from Mike. Let's all not pick our teams. Pick if your team doesn't make it for whatever crazy reason, who would you pick as the second best team?
That's
Let's
easy.
start with Desharmo then.
That's the Wet Boys. It's easy.
Easy Wet Boys. All right. Turd, what are you thinking?
Tap Last looks real spicy. Man, this is tough. You know what? I'm actually gonna give it to Round Table. All around. I like Lotus and Itachi 1 and 2 is nuts. Copper Talon in 5 also nuts. Super Murloc in 4 is really good. All about it.
This guy we're not playing the first week in the playoffs, probably. 'Cause that's a terrible team to play against in the first week.
Yeah, I don't know. How's it go? I think the 1 and the 2 play the 3 and the 4 or something of the opposite conference
I think that's how it works.
or something like that. I don't know.
So if the Bayhawks does make it, they do play Tap Last.
Oh, true.
God, I get to play Triss, yes. The
Oh,
Zoomers
yeah.
get to fight.
The Zoomers.
The Zoomers.
What do we have, like a combined age of 30 or something like that?
Oh my god.
That's
You're
younger
combined.
than me. Oh no.
All right, Snake. What's your prediction if not a Bay House?
I think it's between Wet Boys and Round Table, but I'm gonna say Round Table just because, like both of them have just insane 1 and 2 seeds. But
Yeah.
I do think that Round Table has slightly stronger 4s and 5s. I think Super Murloc and Copper Talon are both really good, and their records agree with that.
Yeah, I think those are all reasonable guesses. Yeah, I guess I would have to be between Wet Boys and Round Table as well. I'm gonna go Wet Boys though. I think I'm gonna lean that way. Although, yeah, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be real close.
Yeah, that was.
But
I like
but
all
the
those 4 teams.
Dad Legend just wins, so it's fine.
Yeah. Keep it easy.
Keep it easy. Awesome. Any other questions? Or should I just jump to our announcements? Unless you guys have any more questions or you guys want to just say something.
I do have one more thing I'd like for us to do if we have a little bit of time. I don't know how you guys are doing time.
I mean, we could definitely say what you have to say. Before you do, let me just give a quick announcements. For this weekend, we have a Friday Night Fights. Tomorrow, we have an 8 p.m. Eastern Time match. It's the Legacy Series, though it is the stuff we've been talking about. It is Destub's Shunsui, who is 3-4, against Lefty, who is 4-3 for Dirty Mike and the Boys. So this is, I believe, I don't think that match affects anything in the standings, but still will be fun to watch. I guess it could affect overall standings, but not necessarily who makes it to the playoffs. And then at 9 p.m. we have Pro Series semifinals. It's 5-1 Ron Mexico of the Unknown versus you, Snake, for FTL. That's at 9 p.m. And then at 10 p.m. we have another cross conference. It's Brick, who's in the chat right now, against Yellow Dart. Another match I don't think actually has an effect on the standings, but still a really good match. It should be fun to watch. And then Saturday, I'll let you take it away, Snake. You have your own show you guys are starting up that I want everyone to check out. It's called Saturday School Stone. So take it away. Tell me about it.
Yeah, me and Ox are going to be casting matches on Saturday. Lotus is just sort of on the behind the scenes. I'm not sure if Tuz is going to be casting with us or not. I think that's kind of up in the air. I'm not positive, but I believe we have you on, Turd, right, for our one match.
Yep. I think our match is actually going to be at 4 p.m. EST. Me and Copper Talon.
And after the match, I believe we are doing a sort of segment on a tutorial, basically, where we talk about how to play a deck, talk about mulligans, stuff like that, and maybe play an example match or two and walk through what we're doing.
Love it, dude.
Very, very cool. So keep an eye out for that. Do you know the specific times of the matches yet, or are you still figuring that out?
The Turd Herder Copper Talon match, I believe, is at 4 p.m.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome.
And that's the only match we have confirmed right now. So if anyone else wants to try to play after that, hit us up.
Awesome. So
I'm looking
please-
forward to it.
please
It's
do.
gonna be exciting.
Yeah, we haven't had Saturday content in a while, so really nice to start doing that. And I don't think we have anything for Sunday lined up just yet. I would talk to, I guess, Ted or Quaz to see if I'm sure they have time available. So just let them know. I would love to get more playoff matches and playoff determining matches lined up. So if you're in the Legacy Series and you're fighting for that playoff spot, or if you're in Pro and you're in the playoffs already, or Hero fighting for a playoff spot, please, I'd love to see some more of those matches on stream. And then Desharma, you said you had an announcement?
I don't have an announcement. It was just something I wanted to ask you guys.
Yeah.
Probably save it for next week. But the question is basically, what do you guys think are the upset teams of Legacy this season? And what do you guys think are the teams that surprised in each conference? Like, I kind of want to. I know we at the beginning of the year we did like a little sheet on who we thought would make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Something that we do next week, or talk about it right now.
Yeah, let's. I think that's a good discussion for next week, since we're going to be jumping in, playoff stuff. So there's going to be fewer matches in general to talk about. So maybe we can do that next week. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. I like it.
Yeah.
Tune in
Awesome.
next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about, and we'll also have like a more accurate knowledge of who has made it to playoffs. So
Yeah.
we'll sort of be able to say accurately. We can look at our last week's or our first week of the season predictions of who's going to make it, and then compare it to actually who made it, and then we can determine from there. So yeah, look forward to that next week. Any other remarks from anybody? Snake, Mike, anything you guys want to say before we sign off?
I'm just grateful for the opportunity to come on, and I had a good time. And Snake, I look forward to us playing you guys this week. I hope it's
Yeah, best of luck, man.
Yeah, you too, man. I hope it's a good match between our teams, and good luck if you guys do make the playoffs. So
yeah, very, very, very good luck for you guys for making it. It's gonna be tough.
Hey, man.
It's not out.
Awesome.
It's not
You
out.
guys can do it.
Very-
You guys can do it.
Very nice, friendly rivalry going on there. I appreciate that.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. And I think that's it from us here. So goodbye, happy Halloween, have a nice night, and trick or treat.
warm,
I don't
guys.
know. Stay warm. Yeah.
Stay very warm.
Get
Adios,
some
amigos.